Oh, that's what I was going to say. So many of these girls have paid to take this online training and they can't pass certain levels, right? They're like, I couldn't get past this level. How could you? Online, trying to learn from a video, how could you possibly be microblading on someone's skin and they don't like the work, so they're not passing you, they want you to do another one? Hell no. Go take a hands-on course and learn how to properly do this.
Yeah. Like any good company, we've looked at all the other competitors' online material. Sorry guys, but we've got into it from other students, and I expect they're doing that with us. And there's some that are good out there, but no matter what online training, ours and any other one out there,
It
to
has to be accompanied
say
with
that
hands-on.
taking an online course alone can teach someone from A to Z how to microblade is very misleading, I think. Now there is the occasion. We've had students have taken ours and they start microblading without doing any hands-on, and that's a rarity. But for
That
the
have taken
average,
our online course?
yeah,
How do you know?
just talking with them and seeing
Yeah,
what they're doing.
I don't approve that. That is
But-
this is literally a course to either prep you for a microblading course or to help you after course, just kind of fine tune some skills. I am 100% not okay with somebody taking an online course and then microblading.
And I think,
just let's put that out there.
No, and we state that we talk a bit about that, and I think that's a lot about transparency within the industry. There's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to think that you can take just a 2-3 day course and you're going to become a millionaire just like them. That's not the case.
Now there is a lot of money to be made.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is a
Oh,
very
I'm saying
lucrative
it.
business.
$1,000 and a millionaire is a big difference.
Yes, but this is a very lucrative business, and there's a lot of money to be made, but it's not overnight. It takes a lot of work. I do hear a lot of girls saying, do you feel like it's oversaturated? Do you feel like it's saturated? No, I don't. I feel like in any other industry that you get into, whether it be hair or nails or dental, whatever it is, there's always going to be other technicians out there. You're going to stand apart from other people by your work and your quality of work. The good people are going to stay and the bad are going to dwindle off and they won't do it again. So no, I don't think it's been oversaturated.
It's not. If you think about it in numbers terms, most girls, if they're working by themselves without an assistant, they could see, that's probably
3 to 5 a day.
That's pushing it. Most girls aren't pushing that
3
hard.
new, 2 touch-ups.
So with that, about 500 to 1,000 clients a year is what most people can handle. And now keep in mind those clients are going to return for touch-ups the following year.
Okay, wait, let's do it this way. Hand me your phone. Let's do it this way. Let's just calculate it this way for fun.
But
and let's not push it all about money. But if you are starting a new career, I mean, we all are trying to survive, right? So money does have to come into it. How do you get to your calculator?
My point is most microblading businesses can maybe handle 500 to 1,000 people. In your city or market, if you look around, I'm sure there's more than 500 to 1,000 people that need these services. So there's a lot. It's not saturated because there's a lot of room. I worked with dentists for years and talk about some saturated markets and a lot of competition. And like a dental practice, they could see maybe 3,000 clients kind of on average. But the city's got 300,000 people, and most everybody needs those services. I would say for microblading, a large portion, cut it in half, it's mostly female, but then out of that group, there's a lot. So I wouldn't worry about saturation. The biggest thing is in your marketing is the type of work you're showing. And training has a big effect. If you starting out and you start learning how to microblade and then your work starts out and it's kind of subpar, you're not going to do as well as a person that has a good education foundation that's doing good work. That person that's presenting good work and consistently,
They're going to build.
They're going to get recognized. Social media is great for microblading, and that's a big reason why it boomed so well, because it was kind of at the strength of it all.
And, a lot of people say, like, how do I market myself? How do I get more clients in? Most of it is word of mouth. And guess what? Your word of mouth is your walking billboards. If your work is good, it talks for itself. So let's just run some numbers really quick. Jared knows that I'm not very good with numbers. But on average, you can make about $800 a day. Let's say, give or take. So 800, 5 days a week, you're at $4,000 a week times 4 weeks. So you're at $16,000 a month times 12. So let's see, 16,000. If I can type, times 12. So you can make easy $192,000 a year. Easy.
You have to apply
and that's
yourself.
on the low end, I think. I mean, I think most people could be making upwards of $500,000 a year doing this. But yes, it's not overnight, and yes, you have to apply yourself. And that also depends on the area that you're in. In LA, somebody could charge $800 to $12,000. In Utah and Idaho, we're charging about, $400 to $500. So it also depends on the area that you're in. But yes, there is a lot of money to be made. I really get frustrated when I see trainers trying to push that. Do you want to drive your new Ferrari? Oh, I'm wearing Louis Vuitton, right? That to me gets really like silly, because the reality of it is not everybody is going to have that outcome, but a lot of people do, because there's a lot of money to be made in it. Your work has to speak for itself, right? You're not going to make that much money if you're not good.
Of the students that come through the course, how many would you say are working where, microblading is kind of turned into their full-time job?
About that the other night, and I don't have an exact number, but I think, and I'm going to go through and really I'm going to fact check this, and we're going to go through and see how many are, but I would say a good 75 to 80% are actually using it as a career. I would say, or let's just say 70% are using it as a career. Uh-huh. Let's say 10% are using it they do it here and there, but they also have their other business that's kind of on the side. And I'd say probably, I don't know, what would you say? 10 to 20% don't do anything with it. It just wasn't for them. It wasn't. It's
like any business. What you put into it, you're going to get out of it. And so as a training facility, it's hard for us to say, oh yeah, you're going to be successful guaranteed, because nobody can do that. And so to say that's very misleading, because it's up to you.
I was really queasy with blood when I first started. I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this. This is not for me. I think I got a little bit nauseous, and I would walk outside the room, my first couple clients, and I can't even get a shot without feeling like I'm going to pass out. Like, you're talking to a girl who is needle phobic, doesn't like blood, freaks out, panics, and I could slice through someone's eyebrows all day, every day now. So if you're thinking is this for me, or maybe you took the training and you're like, oh, I get kind of queasy, I get nauseous, I don't know if this is for me, you will get over that part of it. It really becomes nothing. And to be honest with you, they don't really bleed a lot anyways.
What do you think, for somebody that's interested in looking into becoming a microblader, what's your advice to them starting out?
I would say, first of all, make sure that after your training, you start that day after. And if you can't start that day after, you start within a week. Because if you wait too long, you're not going to do it. It just gets frightening. It gets terrifying. You forget the information. So
start second guessing yourself.
Oh yeah. My first advice is start. So get on skin the second you leave that training. The faster you're on a client, the better, the more successful you're going to be. My students that waited too long, they either wind up not doing it or having to retrain because they forget so much of the information. Second to that, it would be make sure that you have the proper training. I mean, I know that there's other places they can choose from. Like I said, I would put ours against any other. But if they are going to go somewhere else, make sure that it can't be a 2-day training. They'll never be able to learn enough in 2 or 3 days. It needs to be minimum 5 days.
Okay. So minimum 5 days. What type of questions should they be asking themselves as they're trying to figure this out?
Can you explain that a little bit better?
What should they be looking for? I often say, if you're looking at different training options, look at the work of their students. Don't be afraid to ask to get in contact with their students.
But also look at the work of that trainer. So you're going to go to a trainer because you like the quality of their work, or you like how their brows are. I mean, there's certain trainers out there that I look at their work and I'm like, I don't like it. That's not the technique I want to learn. But there's also certain trainers out there that teach a wonderful, crazy, fluffy brow, and maybe that's what you want to learn. Maybe you want to learn a huge brow, and I don't teach those, I'm a lot more conservative. I want my work to be around forever. So when I was choosing a career to be in, and in this career, there's a lot of different trendy things that come in and out, right? There's the freckles that have come really big. I choose not to get caught up on the trendy things that are going to put me out of business quick. I want to be around for a long time, not just a short amount of time and make as much money as I can. I'm trying to choose a career that has longevity, right? So I forgot where I was going with this.
Just what you're looking for, like what someone should be looking at.
I stay conservative with my eyebrows. I want longevity. So choose a trainer that you think that the work that they teach you is going to have longevity. You don't want to do a trendy style. It's not going to be around forever.